For his briefing.
And determined enemy. In order to be successful, we must have a comprehensive strategy designed to destroy and to defeat it. I think last night the President made a compelling case for action. But as I said in my statement last night, there are still questions and concerns that remain. For example, I support the President's plan to train and equip Iraqi security forces in the Syrian opposition. But I remain concerned that those measures could take years to fully implement at a time when ISIL's momentum and territorial gains must be halted and reversed. We stand ready to work with the President to put in place a plan that would destroy and defeat ISIL. Members are getting briefed as we speak on the range of options that the President is contemplating. Those briefings and consultations will continue. We delayed action on the continuing resolution yesterday to consider the President's request for authorization to train and equip the Syrian rebels that are fighting ISIL. We're doing our due diligence here and discussing all of this with our members, and frankly, it's the right thing to do. Yesterday, we came together to honor the fallen heroes of 9/11 with the Congressional Gold Medal, the highest honor we can bestow. And today, we pay our respects to their families. We never forgot them, and just as we'll never forget our responsibility to confront evil and to defeat it.
Speaker, you said multiple times from that podium that the President goes it alone too much. He doesn't respect the constitutional power of Congress. So given that, why not be much more active and have a vote to give the President authority to have a congressional marker on this if this is such an incredible threat?
I do believe it would be in the nation's interest. I would believe it's in the institution of the Congress's interest to speak on this question. Now, normally in such a case, I've been through this a few times over the 24 years that I've been here, the President of the United States would request that support and would supply the wording of a resolution to authorize this force. And at this point in time, we've not gotten that request. We've not seen that language.
But if the Congress is such an equal partner as it is, why not write a resolution on your own?
Typically, in my time here in Congress, that's not how this has happened. That the President would make that request, and the President would supply the language for the resolution.
Do you believe the support is there? Do you believe a resolution will pass?
I think that we're at the beginning stages of building the kind of support that's necessary from the nation to carry out this plan and to carry it out successfully. But we're at the beginning stages of this.
Will it be done in this work period as the President requested?
Now, you're talking about two different things. The President's request was for Title X authorization to train and equip Syrian rebels. That's the only request that has come from the White House at this point. And as I said, I support the President's request.
Mr. Speaker, in your remarks last night, and you alluded to this a moment ago, you said that, a speech is not a strategy. That implies that maybe you don't think that he has fully laid out a strategy and that you think he is all in. Is that the case?
Well, the briefings are continuing with the members. But I can tell you in our conversations this morning, a lot of our members don't feel like the campaign that was outlined last night will accomplish the mission that the President says, and that is to destroy ISIL. And so, frankly, a lot of our members think a lot more needs to be done than what was laid out last night. But again, the members they've been in a briefing since 11 a.m. this morning with the President's top people to outline more of the specifics of what this plan consists of.
But what was that skepticism reflected in your statement last night?
Pardon me?
What was that skepticism that was reflected in your statement last night?
That I'm not sure that we're doing all that we can do to defeat this terrorist threat. And if our goal is to eliminate ISIL, there's a lot of doubt whether the plan that was outlined by the President last night is enough to accomplish that mission.
Mr. Speaker, there seems to be a sense up here on Capitol Hill that this is being pushed through, that there's just about a week left before people go back to their midterm campaigns. Is this being rushed through too quickly? Shouldn't there be more of a debate? Is this something that you think this Congress will regret?
The President on Tuesday, while I was at the White House, made this request of a specific request to have the ability to train Syrian rebels. I wanted to make sure that members have ample time to have the conversation about this. Started today, and it will continue. And we'll make a decision sometime next week on how we will proceed.
Chairman McKeon just told a group of reporters that the decision has been made for 2 votes, a vote on the authorization and then a vote on the CR. Is that true?
That is not true.
It's not true?
The
Chairman has it wrong?
Look me in the eye. There is no decision been made on how we're going to proceed.
Could you tell us what your preference is? Do you believe that it would be best to have a separate vote on the Title X authorization apart from the CR? Or are you okay with just embedding Title X authorization within a much larger legislative piece?
No decision's been made. That's why we had a conversation with our members today. These are serious discussions. This is a very serious issue and ought to be handled that way. And that's why these conversations are going to continue over the weekend so that the Congress has ample time to consider the President's decision and to act on it.
Mr. Speaker, do you think, based on all the information you've been given, that the Syrian fighters would be a trustworthy and competent approach? Americans are concerned about U.S. arms going to a force that we don't know everything about. Do you think they can be effective?
Based on all the information that I've looked at, the Free Syrian Army has, by and large, been very well vetted by our intelligence officials. Today, they're in a fight against Assad, they're in a fight against ISIL, and they're in a fight against another al-Qaeda affiliate in eastern Syria. And they're about to get run over. An F-16 is not a strategy. And airstrikes alone will not accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. And the President's made clear that he doesn't want U.S. boots on the ground. Well, somebody's boots have to be on the ground. And so I do believe that what the President has asked for, as the Commander-in-Chief, is this authority to train these Syrian rebels. And frankly, we ought to give the President what he's asking for.
So, if I'm hearing you correctly, it sounds like there will, at a minimum, be a vote to give him the authority, the narrow authority he's been seeking. And the question is whether you go beyond that and the timing, and if so, the timing of that action.
That'd be correct. That'd be absolutely correct.
So, Mr. Speaker,
Can you talk about how long you let the continuing resolution sit out there? Obviously, you pulled it so that you could see what the President wanted with the understanding that maybe you slip it into that. But at some point, do you have to decide to move the CR one way or the other next week to make sure it gets done?
Oh, I would hope so. I would hope so. There's no reason for it to last or be around here that much longer. Yeah, that's one.
Speaker, do you think that the President is wrong then to take U.S. combat troops on the ground in Syria off the table right now?
Listen, we only have one commander-in-chief. He laid out his plan. I would never tell the enemy what I was willing to do or unwilling to do. But he is the commander-in-chief. He made that decision. At this point in time, it's important that we give the President what he's asking for. And we've got to keep our eye on the ball. The issue here is about defeating a terrorist threat that is real and imminent.
Thank you.